Hi everybody, this is Diane. Let's get this tour finished up. We're going to end up with the Nook area of my craft studio, and there's lots of juicy little tidbits in here, so let's get started. Over here, the eyesore of the place right now, first of all, is my dehumidifier. This fan, I'm not using it right now, but I will put it in my utility area. It's down here, but it's, where my laundry is. Once I get that tidied up, I'll move this in there. But this is a garland my daughter made me last year. It's got these bells on it. And then she purchased these ornaments and put her picture on them. And she hung it up in my living room, like in the doorway between the living room and the kitchen, in my other place. When I wasn't home, I came home and there it was. And I was looking at it and I thought, it's a garland. And then I saw a picture of her and I thought there must be pictures of her boys and her husband on it, but it's all her. And I was thinking in my head, it's a garland. It's Judy. It's Judy Garland. So I didn't hang it up for Christmas decorations, but I do want to hang it on that. So I'll just have to put some hooks up there to hang it up. But that'll be a fun addition to my decorations down here. And then, of course, this is my treadmill. I haven't even opened it. I don't know if I can put it together myself, so I'm kind of waiting. Hopefully I'll get it together soon. And I just have this picture that I bought at a flea market hanging on a nail that was already there. I haven't really added any hooks or nails to the walls, but I do need to start hanging up some decorations. That is my flag from medieval times. I just stuck it on the windowsill there. That was when we were in Florida. And these nails were already there, so I just, hung some stuff for now. Okay, so I have my TV there. I can watch something while I'm on the treadmill, and sometimes I have it on YouTube, but usually not a crafting video because I can't watch it from my table, so I just have it on some sort of informational video that has nothing to do with crafts or music. I have Amazon Music on it. We have this dresser here, and I have that very large cutting mat, which I never use, but I don't want to get rid of it because I might want to use it. It's not taking up any space there. And my little pieces on top. So as you can see, I have my ticket rolls up here, and I have some tulle and dotted Swiss tulle on rolls there. I'm sorry, I'm casting a shadow here, I know. This I got from Hobby Lobby years ago, and I did show this recently. It has just some silk strips, and I don't think I'll keep them in there. I think when I come up with something that would be a better fit there, I'll do that. And some sari pieces that I use occasionally. And, oh, that one's empty. And this I talked about in a previous video. This is the larger tidbits and trinkets that they're just out of the way here, but easily accessible. This is a box of envelopes, the bigger envelopes. I had the littler envelopes on the shelves over my desk. And then I just put this little tray of slide mounts, and the like there. My camera is here. I just kind of move it out of the way. I use this camera to take pictures of items that I'm listing in my shop, and the battery charger. That box has the tape. I think I feel like I just showed that to you. Doesn't that have tape in it? I'm trying to find a place to put those so I can... Oh no, it's my wax melts. Yeah, the tape is over above my desk now. It used to be over here, the old tape, vintage cellophane. This is vintage and antique parts of book spines, mostly. They're fun to use. And I'm not sure where to put this. I guess I just set it here for now, but it's some pre-made slotted pockets. And this is a ticket that I recently found when I was organizing, because it has Chicago, and Judy and I went to see Chicago this past summer, and it was at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, and my husband and I went there to see Riverdance. So this ticket is from, what's the date? 2006. But I just wanted to put it in my journal because of the Chicago concert and the Saratoga Performing Arts. Now, in the drawers of the dresser, this is the fun stuff. I've got all my pieces, tickets and cards and things that came with the dry cleaner ephemera stuff that I got at a vendor mall. Vintage photos. I know I showed some of this stuff recently. Yearbook photos. But I did do some organizing, so things are a little different. Now there were things in here that I took out because when I moved, I just kind of put things in drawers and then I hadn't gone back and done anything else. So I removed things from this drawer. Back there is my vintage candy box that now has slides, like the plastic and celluloid. Is that what I want to say? Plastic and that other word for plastic that's collectible. Anyway, there's slides and, like the buckle things that I use for making closures. This is my label makers, and I just bought this tape because I put the last roll in there. And my elastics and other types of closures. So that's closures and labels. This is, I have to go through this one, but it is all things for bigger journals. Oh, this I decided to put my miscellaneous book pages in because I'm going to show you where I have my book pages. And the miscellaneous book pages, there's so many different ones, and I just decided I needed them in a big drawer all by themselves. This is piano roll paper and chunky yarn, and then this stuff I could use for snippet rolls and stuff. And this is millinery flowers and leaves. And oh, these are things that I want to put in my own journals, my personal stuff. Then over here, I'm going to move the camera again. Over here is my tower of plastic. Oops, I backed into my chair. Let me show you. My tower of plastic. But it's got lots of fun stuff in it. So this little piece, I can't take the drawers out easily, but I can just take the whole thing over to my work table. And everything is labeled. So this has German scrap, gift seals, stickery kind of things, and everything is vintage here, and gift tags. It's nice to be able to micro-organize things like that, because I used to have all of those in one drawer once upon a time, and it was really hard to find what I wanted. These two drawers are empty. This drawer has vocabulary cards and mini cards. I can't take this drawer out easily either. So vintage little cards, like that's a membership card for something. This one has lottery tickets, and I only have those because I like the colors on them. Different lottery tickets that I thought the colors were really nice, and they're vintage. Negatives and metal slide frames. I color those with alcohol inks, stamp on them, do all kinds of fun things. Viewmaster, I only have a couple of those, and I have these big plastic letters, numbers, I mean. This one has Mallow Cup cards, price stickers, or price cards, and miscellaneous vintage stuff. So there's the Mallow Cup, there's the prices. And these are just miscellaneous little cards. So that's similar to the mini cards up there. I should combine those. I'll bring the mini cards down here to this drawer, or I'll put the mini cards up there. I'll fix that. Adhesives, labels, these are vintage, but not very, very old, but they're the big address labels. And coasters, and the Dennison labels. There's some airmail stickers back there too. And these are vintage, and these are more Dennison gummed labels and big. I've got a lot of, they're not all Dennison brand, but I label them that, so I know what, I just know that it's what they are. These are bridge tally cards, and these are calling cards and cigarette cards. In here we have the smaller glassine and paper bags. These are my charms and Cracker Jack toys, keychains, all kinds of trinkets. And this has rolls. So I think I cut up my other rolls of wallpaper border, but because I forgot I had this drawer here. So these are wallpaper borders, and this is the Tim Holtz tissue rolls that I always forget about. And I have mentioned several times that the front of this drawer broke off during the move, but it has folders. I can pull it out. It has folders of digital pages that I've already printed. So I would like to use up those and not have that drawer. But you can see there's quite a bit there that's already printed. All right, now, then we have a cubicle. And it is actually 2 cubicles stacked one on the other. I used to have one in each of my closets in my other space. I had a closet in my craft room and a closet in my office. And there was one in each closet, and they were very well packed with stuff. That beautiful pink metal tin up there, I had to buy it at Hobby Lobby because I loved it, or maybe it was Michael's. I loved it, and I didn't know what I was going to use it for, and it kind of moved from place to place for a while, but now it has found a home up there, and it is full of vintage gift or greeting cards. That's my greeting cards. This is a handkerchief box. It matches one of my glove boxes, and I didn't buy them at the same time. But that is a handkerchief box, and it has vintage handkerchiefs in it. This is my little mother of pearl hand. I think it's to hold rings, but I use it to hold pages down when I'm videoing or taking pictures of my journals. Now these baskets and bins need to be neatened up, but they are fabrics and they are categorized. This one says patterns, solid, and multicolor. So the patterns would be the checks, the dots, and stripes, and there are solid color ones. And then I think I had multicolor fabrics because it didn't go with the individual colors. You'll see in a minute. This tote has lace fabrics, and there's some velvet in there, and satin fabrics. Just drop some. This one says novelty and special. So like this is a novelty fabric. It has deer on it, and anything that has like children or, you know, a special print on it that I consider a novelty fabric goes in there. And special fabrics are ones that I have purchased, like a bundle from Amazon or a craft fabric store, a nice bundle of fabrics. So I just know that's where my special, they're all cotton fabrics, but they have the special patterns. This one is kitchen linens. So it's got apron strings sticking out. So it has tablecloths, dish towels, and aprons in it. This one has patchwork and quilts. So it's like quilt pieces with the batting, mostly vintage, or patchwork pieces that are pieced together but no quilting. So they're all in there. This one has sheets, burlap, and tapestry. So we've got the tapestry, upholstery fabric on top here, and burlap, and then there are some sheets and pillowcases. This is all chenille. Isn't that pretty? This is mostly, well, there is paper in there. It's all stuff for domestic arts and homemaking type of stuff. And here is another basket of fabrics, and this one it should be organized as blue, red, pink, green, yellow, and brown. So that's why the multicolor ones go in the other one. And this is just an extra basket that has more quilt pieces and feed sacks. This basket is for my glue booking, and that is leather sample pieces. This won't take long. This is my bookshelf that actually was left here in the house along with the dresser in the other corner. They were both left here at my request. He said he would leave anything I wanted. So my Bind It All and my cinch are both up there. I bought the Bind It All many, many, many years ago. And that was the very beginning of my junk journal journey. And the cinch I got cheap. Like, I think I paid $10 for the cinch and a box of things that went with the cinch for $10. And then the rest of the shelves are journals that I have made, or that I have been gifted, or that I purchased from other journal makers. Isn't it beautiful? I love that shelf. And then down here, I cleared away most of the stuff that was sitting here, but I do have that one tote there, and it has braids, fringes, tassel. It's like upholstery trims and braids, bulky trims, and I love to use those in domestic arts journals. And these two aren't, I hope to be able to empty them and get rid of them, or not have them here, but these are the unfinished things and extra pages and stuff that I showed you in a different video. And this is, well, it's the same thing really. These came out of this. They're the folded pocket pages. I just did a video on how to do them. And the denim pockets that I got from a I think a yard sale are in there. 2 trays, I use those. I take them upstairs. I put things on them and take them upstairs. Sorry for the noise. And I work on, I'm just going to leave them there for now. They're projects that I can work on while I watch TV. That's what they're for. So I can put all my stuff there for making clusters or for sorting bits and things. I just use them for various things. And then on the last wall, I'll just give you an overview of the wall. More plastic towers and my chair. Now this is my tools for binding books, and I want to put a hook on the wall right there and hang it there. I just haven't done that yet. So let's go back here to my tower. This pretty can matches the pink one that I have, and this one has mica powders in it. This one has vintage ephemera. So this is where I keep my Victorian stuff that comes out of scrapbooks, because I have found an amazing number of Victorian scrapbooks at a reasonable price that I can remove things from. I've sold most of it, but I have these pieces in here. I do need to go through it and maybe destash some more because it's pretty full. This one has the loyalty stamps. And this one has vintage number stencils and stickers. See, there they are. I'll pick them up after the video. This has my Tim Holtz embossing glaze and embossing powders. I have quite a collection of embossing powders. And remember I had that plastic box that had my little doilies, my colored doilies, and my coat checks and tickets and things? Well, I did put the doilies in here, the coat checks, and the bingo papers in color there. And this is where the tickets went. So these are vintage tickets, and these are the newer tickets, the pretty colorful ones. Down here we have the crochet things, and I had just organized those. So we have strips of crochet and then doily pieces, smaller pieces. And this has tatting and just little bits of crochet. And this has bigger pieces. Here we have just a few stickers. I don't use a lot of stickers, but these are vintage letter or numbers and letters. And those are circles in different colors. And plastics. So photo sleeves, acetate. And this is vintage receipts. I have to go through and organize that. And vintage wrapping paper and stationery. Oh, and these are my book pages. So I have them in pouches, and they're full, which is why I moved the miscellaneous. So my categories are reference pages, math, science, and tech, all in one pouch. Botanical, crafts, and collectibles. I like to find the vintage books that showcase furnitures and jewelry and dolls and other collectible things. They're fun to put in junk journals. And in the bottom we have children's book pages. I actually have 2 pouches of children's book pages. Shabby chic, typography, so that would be shorthand, typing books, and other kinds of typography. Fashion and art. I have the miscellaneous sticker on there, but I have to take it off because they're not in there anymore. Up here, I have this little girl that was sitting over there in the dresser area, but she doesn't have room anymore. So I have to find a place for her. I don't want to. I might just hang her on the wall. Don't want to get rid of her. But I have up here a vintage Merriam-Webster elementary dictionary. That's fun. I have napkins. I don't use a lot of napkins, but I have a few up here. And it also, I need to add to this. It has some paper placemats and some shelf liners. This is embroidered trims, the real fancy ones. And this is game money and game pieces. Labels. It says vintage labels, so these are just small labels. Some are pharmacy. I have the really little ones in this. Sorry, I had to rescue the drawer from falling. The little foiled ones and things, little ones in that box. Handmade paper, mulberry paper, those sorts of things. And then other doilies, bigger ones, the ones that are more neutral in color. There are some colored ones in there. And then in the larger drawers, we have letters and envelopes, vintage, miscellaneous vintage, checks and receipts. Oh, checks and invoices, it says. And then the rest is paper. This is columnar pads, like this. So, yeah, just basically ledger. Graph paper, some is vintage. Resume and parchment papers, and it's got some vellum on top here. Rice paper, typing paper, and Italian paper. The Italian paper is down here. This says lined, so some is vintage, some is not. It's got some different cool kinds of papers in there. And the brown craft papers. and corrugated cardboard. And the last, get out of breath bending over and talking, the last tower is, we have this box on top of my handmade ephemera. It is sort of divided up into tags, cards, pockets, whatnot. This is vintage book pages. It's pretty full. They're just small pages. And then we have a bunch of, well, these are music stamps. So it has Beethoven and Mozart and then other music stamps and cute stamps. What are the cute stamps? We have Raggedy Ann and Andy, cute little girl, a little duck, some groovy 70s stamps. And then we're back into vintage papers before we get back into the rest of the woodblock stamps. This says vintage, it says vintage on the front, so we've got assorted vintage pieces, and they're kind of bigger pieces, and some of them are card. This is what do you call them? Ink blotter. This one has seed and can labels, and there's some beverage labels in there too. And this is a card from, actually I'm going to put this up here with the other card-like things, but it was Apple Farm. This is embossed papers and coin wrappers and these yellow tickets or order forms. All right, the stamps. We have background stamps, decorative stamps, ladies and fashion. These are border stamps and scripture and corners. Botanical, flowers and fruit, vintage, and food and cooking, animals, and fantasy. It's a deep drawer, so I had to include a lot in there. And then I have this rack that hangs on the wall that holds some of the smaller journals that I have made or purchased or received. And that concludes the entire studio space. Let me just do another view of the whole space. So here is my Nook, which is attached to my table, my sewing station. I'm working on a project here, so I do have stuff out. And the desk bends around there, and we have shelves over the desk. My cutting station and its supplies. My beads and other metal pieces, papers, and these drawers contain large papers and specialized, we already went through all that, music, maps, things like that, calendar pages. And another bookshelf with some binders, some cards, and some art supplies. And book covers here. That's a pouch of vintage ephemera that I have to sort. I don't know where I'll put it when I sort it, but I do have to sort it. This, as I said, I have to, this is stuff I'm gonna destash. And my laundry area, my fabrics that aren't in the other bin, my recipes and homemaking stuff, my packing table. You can see I'm sorting vintage Valentines to get them ready for sale. And my rubber stamps or clear stamps, and my pouches of pieces that I cut from books and magazines, and my containers with themed projects. I have 2 carts that have ephemera, stamps, and punches. Then we're back to the Nook again. So that is an overview of the room after we have gone through all the details of the room. I'm going to have a lot of fun down here. I already know it. I'm so glad to have it organized, and I can just slowly take baskets and drawers and redo them as I have time to do that. And hopefully I'll get that treadmill put together soon. So thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you as you come to visit me in this room. Have a creative day. Bye.